Also, a lot had happened that week. If you guys have follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/FanboysInc, you saw a lot of pictures that I posted. It was a lot of traveling that week for me. I hit New York City Wednesday night with a little bit of issues with the train and getting in to meet Brian Comic Head Feraldo.
Cool.
He came from Toronto down to the city so we could meet up.
You guys must have had a good time. Do you have any stories to tell?
You're an ass.
I know he has at least one.
Yeah, the stop and drop. Yeah, it was good. It's hectic for me because I couldn't meet up with Jarvis, and Jarvis is like my chauffeur around, so I don't get lost.
Right.
So I got in 2 hours late. Went to the our local bar that we go to right in Penn Station, and I'm like, all right, Brian's just going to be a little bit. He had some work to do for his day job, some shooting. Not a person, film. So, of course, I'm belly up to the bar and I'm gonna have a drink. And I like my stuff light as far as like the content of vodka because I'm gonna be there for a while, so I don't want to get hammered. Well, obviously in New York City, light means regular portion, and this girl definitely did not have a light hand. My first glass, I drink Red Bull and vodka. If any of you don't know, I get it in a pint glass. Well, that went down fine for the first one. The second one turned into the pint glass, which was clearer than the first time.
Did you?
And the third one decided to be like, oh, you know what? You look like you had a rough date. A rocks glass with vodka and a of Red Bull. I'm like, you're going to kill me.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
throughout this, did you ask her to go lighter?
I tried, but obviously I should have just said heavier. Maybe that would have worked.
Because you being you tending bar, all of us tending bar.
Yeah.
Sometimes when someone says, "Can you go light on the vodka?" Sure, I can.
Yeah. I guess. So I mean, we've all been in the business, and that's what kind of upset me even more. Being in the business, I'm like, come on, I'm not. You're not doing me a favor by making this strong. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, and I'm sipping this last one. I mean, it's almost pure vodka at this point. And I'm texting back and forth with Brian. Brian's getting done now. This is about 12:30. We ended up meeting up at the Irish Times across from Penn. Now, their bar at Penn Station's closed. It's closing around 1:30. So I'm like, all right, man, they're kicking me out. Oh, where are you going to be? He's like, the Irish Times. So I go across. Now, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. And get there, meet up. Hey, what's going on? Have a couple more drinks, just shooting shit, talking about our new project that we got going on here that will lead to a little later in the podcast. Just about what's going on with him, being the voice of the Diddler. He's going to be at the New York City premiere on April 21st. So just talking about the day job, working, the stuff that he's doing with Comic Head. And now it's 3:30 in the morning. Now all the trains that I need to get into in Queens stop at midnight. Jarvis has got a new headquarters. I don't know where it is. He moved. So I'm like, great, I'm going to have to take a cab. I do have the address in my phone. And I'm like, they're going to rape me. I mean, cabs in New York City are going to kill me. God knows how much it's going to cost.
Unless you got a cash cab.
And,
well, plus they're also going to peg you as a country bumpkin and just, drive all around the city, drive through
But
the
I don't
5
look like a
boroughs.
country bumpkin, though. I don't have any overalls on and some...
Not right now.
Your aura screams
walking down the
country
street in a
bumpkin.
straw hat.
You're chewing your cud.
So, anyway, Brian's like, hey, man,
You've seen Urban Cowboy before, right?
I don't have a pink straw hat. Anyway, so Brian's like, hey, man, I'll give you a ride home. I got a rental car. Just put it in the GPS, and we'll get there. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. So we get in, and we're just chatting, and all of a sudden, boom, boom. And I'm looking out the window, and I'm like, oh.
You ignited your lightsaber?
Yeah. No, that's
Darth Maul's running beside you.
No, that would have been cool. That would have sobered me up real quick. So as we all know, drinking and moving objects don't really go well together. And Brian, and my head's down, and I'm just concentrating. I'm like, just get me home. Just get me home. Just get me home. And at this now I'm thinking, all right, I'm bitching out here at this point. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, I can drink, but man, those drinks were really strong. So Brian's like, yo, homie, you all right? You all right? And no slurring words or anything. It's like, yep, no problem. And it's like in D.C., with Blue Beetle and the Scarab. And it's talking in your head. He's like, yeah, just get us home. Don't throw up. And the other, and my real voice is like, yeah, hurry. Yeah, hurry.
My real voice is, no, not why tonight.
Yeah. No, don't turn again. Oh, anyway, so we're getting close. I don't know where it is. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there. So anyway, we're going, and Brian's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Oh man, stop the car! Stop the car! Stop the car! Open up. All over
no.
Yep. Now I'm embarrassed. I mean, this is the first time I'm meeting Brian, and we're supposed to be somewhat professional. Brian,
never happened.
Yeah. Brian, I never do this on the first date. And,
Exactly.
And Brian's laughing his ass off in the car. He's like, "It's all right, man. It's all good. This is awesome." I'm like. He's like, just get it all out, get it all out. And I'm like, oh, this sucks.
It's like rubbing your back, holding
But at
back
the same
your hair,
time,
picking up your shoes.
it's
straw
3:30,
hat.
and now I'm like, puke and rally, let's go again. But no, it was late. So he drops me off, and I'm like, man, I'm really sorry. He's like, no, now you got something to tell everybody. This was awesome. I'm like, you're going to tell everybody when you get home, are you? So I walk in to Jarvis's headquarters, and he's putting on his boots to go to work. So I'm like, hey, hi, what's going on? Didn't even see him for more than 2 seconds.
Face all crusted with puke. How are you?
Yeah.
Give me a hug,
So- So that was that night, and then on Thursday, went to Red Bank to go see the boys, Mike and Ming. And surprisingly enough, I got on their episode 72 of I Sell Comics last week.
Cool.
It was really cool to sit down with them at the round table. Mike Ming, Rob Bruce, and Brian Johnson stepped in, so I got to hang out for the entire pod with them. And
That's cool.
if you guys want to listen to DW, myself on that, it's issue 72. It's last week's pod, and you can check that out over on the smodcast.com. I had a really good time. The guys were really cool there. Got to chill with them. And like I said, there's photos of me hanging out. I was that fanboy. I mean, that's funny. We talk about, us being in the business somewhat, podcasting, giving news. We're just as much, if not more fanboys than people that don't do this. I mean... Welcome.
I thought.
This is what we talked about in the car. Hey guys, welcome to another IncCast, issue 25, a week after the toy show. We had a good time there. We'll get into what happened at the toy show. Not sure what happened to the audio, but it's gone. I think maybe Shield scrawls. I don't know. I think actually Rick did something. Who knows?
Fucking
Sitting across from me is fucking Rick. Rick!
idiot! 45 seconds.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry.
That's going on the outtakes. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, so we can't swear anymore. All right.